This is breaking news on 8 News Now.
5 o'clock here on a Thursday morning. We're following the breaking news out of Thousand Oaks, California. Another mass shooting overnight. 12 people dead, including a police sergeant, after a gunman opened fire in a bar.
Police say that gunman is now dead. They are still trying to identify him. We understand hundreds were inside at the time. Chris Martinez joins us from Thousand Oaks, California.
At this hour, the sheriff here confirms 13 dead at this bar. That includes the gunman. Now, he calls the scene inside horrific, and witnesses are telling us they heard dozens of gunshots here before rushing to get out. A shooter overnight opened fire inside a crowded Southern California bar filled with college students.
The shots kept going and going and going. We just heard people say run, and we booked it as fast as we could.
Among those killed, a sheriff's sergeant, 29-year veteran of the force, Ron Helis. He was set to retire next year.
As I told his wife, he died a hero because he went in to save lives, to save other people.
Police say deputies responded to a shots fired call at the Borderline Bar and Grill here in Thousand Oaks, just west of Los Angeles.
He was shooting everything from the speakers to anything, so all we really saw was just smoke, and we just saw the shots taking off, so we just tried to get down as fast as we could and get out of there.
People were seen carrying one victim to an ambulance. Others helped paramedics with the injured. According to the bar's website, a college country night was being held at the time of the shooting.
Everyone on the dance floor ran off the dance floor and ducked behind something or dogpiled on the floor somewhere. So then our friends got the bar stools and they started slamming it against the window so we could get out.
There may have been up to 600 people inside the bar at the time. Both the FBI and the ATF have now joined this investigation here, which will no doubt take some time. The sheriff tells us there were at least 10 to 15 other injuries here. Most, if not all of those, are not gunshot related. Back to you.
Chris Martinez in Thousand Oaks, California. Will have that story all throughout 8 News Now. Good day.
3 past the hour. Let's check in with Nate and see how the roads are looking on this Thursday morning. Actually, we'll go to Sherry first.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Good morning. We've got some gusty winds out there to deal with today. We knew this was going to happen. It's cold front that's sliding through southern Nevada, and already we've got some 15, sometimes 20-mile-an-hour winds, mainly focused on the north end of town, but we're starting to see some various neighborhoods picking up those winds as well. Up north, we've got temps below freezing, Tonopah, Reno, Ely, already feeling a taste of that colder air. So grab a jacket, a windbreaker, make sure the kids have a nice hoodie on today, something a little bit thicker and heavier. We're looking at highs that will drop only into the 60s, where we've been in those very beautiful mid-70s with lots of good sunshine. Today is the change, and it is going to stick around for a while. We're looking at winds generally 15 to 20, 25 miles an hour with gusts to 30, maybe a little bit higher for the valley. Much higher winds out at the lake and along the river. We'll look at the wind advisory that's been issued for those areas coming up in just a few minutes. 5:04. Now let's get to the roads. Check in with Nate.
So far, so good, Sherry. Early on your Thursday morning, we start in the Spaghetti Bowl, where all lanes are open. You do have some bright construction lights as Project Neon continues. There were some lane restrictions overnight, but they have been lifted, and so far, so good. Southbound, those are the tail lights, headlights heading into the Spaghetti Bowl. Right now, the freeways in the Spaghetti Bowl are wide open. We don't even see a whole lot of slowing. We expect that will change certainly in the next half hour or so. There was a fatal crash during the overnight hours, though. This was at the intersection of Flamingo and just west of the I-15. This photo from the Nevada Highway Patrol was closed for several hours overnight. And from the NHP, deaths from drivers not wearing seatbelts are up 30% from a year ago. They want us to ask you to please wear your seatbelts. John Kirsten.
Thanks, Nate.
It is 4 minutes past 5. Metro Police say 4 people are in custody accused of beating and carjacking seniors in the valley. Investigators are looking into whether that group behind bars is behind a larger crime spree. We have Nia Wong, who joins us live near Fremont and Eastern, where one attack was caught on camera. Nia?
Kirsten and John, this is where police say a 78-year-old man was beaten as he was getting out of his car. And if you think it is heartbreaking just hearing about it, wait till you watch the video. Police gave us this surveillance footage, and we do have to warn you, it is graphic. This happened on Tuesday. You can see several people approach this elderly man, and even though he doesn't fight back, they still choose to beat him relentlessly before carjacking him. It's a terrifying experience that Andres Galenser says happened to him the very next day. The 69-year-old man says he was cleaning his car at his apartment complex, which is about 10 miles away from Tuesday's attack.
Never experienced this before. You know, it's just what's going on. Yeah, what's going on. So I realized when they took my car, that was the reason why they beat me up.
Galenser now has bruises on his arm, cheek, and chin, but after 2 hours of searching, police found his car near Lone Mountain and Clayton Street. Police believe the group who attacked Galenser is also responsible for Tuesday's attack, which brings us back to those who were arrested in connection to these beatings. Police have not told us who they are, how old they are, but sources tell us that half of them are men and the other half are women, with at least one more person on the loose. Reporting live, Nia Wong, 8 News Now.
Thank you, Nia. Henderson is, of course, Nevada's second largest city, also in the middle of a huge construction boom, development sprawling all across town.
And for an example of that, Costco opens its second Henderson location later this morning. Hector Mejia is live near St. Rose Parkway and Maryland Parkway with a look at projects going on in that area. Good morning to you, Hector.
Good morning. Costco's opening is just one example of how much West Henderson is growing. There's construction almost everywhere you look. They have homes, restaurants, shopping centers under construction at the same time along the St. Rose Parkway corridor. The city of Henderson sees Costco's opening as a retail anchor for the area. The mega 150,000 square foot warehouse is the 8th location in the state. Travel down the road and you'll find a new 24/7 emergency room, which is set to open on Monday. ER at Green Valley Ranch opens as an extension of Henderson Hospital, hiring 40 new employees, nursing, labs, radiology, and housekeeping. In all of Henderson, the city has issued 23 new commercial building permits during the first 9 months of the year and almost 2,100 family residential permits. Henderson's Director of Economic Development and Tourism, Barbara Coffey, explained why this area is seeing a construction boom.
With the continued housing growth out here, the need for retail and the need for the amenities continues to grow. And so it's not unusual to see the businesses follow the rooftops. So this corridor, St. Rose Parkway, is beginning to see the growth of that.
And of course, we can't forget about the Raiders developing 55 acres of vacant land nearby, space for their corporate headquarters and training facility by Henderson's Executive Airport, with an estimated completion date about the same time the main stadium opens. And the city pulled some numbers for us to compare just how much construction valuation is going up this year compared to last. I'm working for that ahead at 5:30. Reporting live, Hector Mejia, 8 News Now.
All right, thank you, Hector. People have been waiting for that Costco to open for quite some time. Well, Wynn Las Vegas, building for the future.
Yeah, more construction. Next on 8 News Now, we'll tell you the company's new plans, different plans for development along the Las Vegas Strip.
And Samsung has released a new smartphone.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. What makes it so unique coming up?
steamer. You're watching the Valley's news leader with Kirsten Joyce, John Langler, Sherry Swensk, and Nate Tannenbaum. This is 8 News Now. Good day.
Big changes coming to the Wynn Las Vegas. New restaurants, retail options, and a convention center. CEO and President Matthew Maddox held a press conference about the future of the brand. And the biggest change she talked about, Paradise Park. The first phase of that project, a 400,000 square foot convention center space. Now, the second phase was supposed to be a lagoon. Remember, that's a golf course now. But Maddox says the money will now be put toward restoring the 18-hole golf course. There will also be new gyms, stores, and dining options inside the new Wynn Plaza at the Wynn.
I'm going to miss the lagoon. I was really looking forward to that. Oh, man. The grand opening of the first and only zip line on the Strip has been delayed. FlyLink was supposed to open today, but organizers canceled it after hearing about the chance of strong wind in the valley. The special ceremony will be sometime next month, but that doesn't mean you have to wait to try it out. It is officially open. They still just want to do a grand ceremony. A day ride costs $20, while a night evening ride costs $25 if you buy tickets online.
You're sad about the lagoon, eh?
I am. I was really looking forward to that.
You're a lagoon-craving person.
Water. I like water.
Okay.
I wanted to see more here.
All right, we're in the desert, just for the record.
Yeah, I know, but it would have been, could have gone over there. We could all be sunbathing at the lagoon from here after our shift.
After
work?
You had
to be parasailing,
floaty and everything. You had it all worked out.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you were just going to zip over right after work, jump in the lake.
Totally.
You did. You had it all planned. I have to say, I've never seen you so excited about an outdoor feature on the Strip as I did when they announced those plans.
Well, now you can just go play golf.
I don't golf.
Well, you can.
Many people do. No, I cannot. I am not good at it.
Coming soon to the backyard of the Wynn.
And don't ask her to drive the beer cart for the safety of all the golfers out there. That's not a good idea either. Here, I love you. All right, we've got some wind out there bouncing things around, so it is going to be very challenging on the roads and just out and about today. Today is the day things change. So just for your to-do list, get those heater filters changed. I know we haven't done that since thinking about running the AC during the summer. And then find some warmer blankets for the bed, because by tonight you are going to notice a big difference. We've got a lot of 50s around town. Those temperatures haven't changed much, but when you factor in some neighborhoods, especially up in the north end of the valley, out in Henderson where Hector is, you see the winds were blowing around. It is feeling cooler for sure. 42 at Red Rock, 48 in Pahrump. But behind that cold front later this morning, things are going to start to cool off quickly. 55 in Boulder City. We've got low 50s up in Mesquite. Laughlin at 64, already under a wind advisory. So mild air will soon be replaced with very chilly air moving in from the north. Look at the snow gathering in the middle of the country. This is the first significant snowstorm in the plains and the upper Midwest that will be taking shape over the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll deal with the wind, then we got to deal with the cold. So first, we've got the winds, maybe 40 to 50 miles an hour in areas in eastern and southern Clark County. The valley, probably more like 30 miles, maybe 35 in some isolated neighborhoods. Wind advisory is already in place, issued and lasting until midday tomorrow. Then once the winds settle down, there's a freeze watch. Yeah, a freeze watch for southern Nye County, Mojave counties. That starts at 10 o'clock tonight until early tomorrow morning. And right on through the weekend, we're looking at overnight lows that could be dropping even into the upper 20s. Upper 20s. So cover the plants, make sure pets have a nice warm place to sleep. I can't believe we're already talking about that. It's mid-November. 67 for the valley. Yesterday we were in the mid-70s. We don't see 70s in the 7-day forecast. This is going to last for a while. Look at the cool 60s all the way into early next week. For the valley, overnight lows in the low 40s, even upper 30s for your mornings this weekend. Yeah, that's cool. Let's get to the roads and check in with Nate on your commute.
Sherry, after a really horrible start, the freeways are moving along in much better shape. There's a report of a crash south on an I-15 around Flamingo. Does not appear to be the case at this hour. The Spaghetti Bowl is wide open after not a whole lot of traffic. We expect that'll pick up here as we get past the 5:30 hour. The rest of the freeway system is in decent shape. Wanted to make sure you knew that there was a fatal crash overnight and a really horrible photograph from the Nevada Highway Patrol. It completely closed Flamingo between Valley View and the I-15. 2 cars involved, and NHP says one of the drivers was not wearing a seatbelt, and they tell us that deaths from drivers not wearing seatbelts are up 30% from a year ago. Folks, you got to put your seatbelt on. John, Kirsten.
Thank you, Nate, for a very important reminder. Next week, Acts of Kindness returns as we check back in with Dylan Senglay. He is the young man who received our Acts of Kindness award in June. He created a business to give back to the homeless. The great news is that he's opened up a shop where you can buy some of its items and help out as well. We're going to take you to that shop next week. If you would like to nominate someone for our series, head to LasVegasNow.com or send us a direct email, actsofkindness@LasVegasNow.com.
Forget about flip phones. Samsung has reinvented what a smartphone can. That is so nifty looking. I don't know why you'd need to do it, but apparently maybe you can.
Right. We'll get the full lowdown on that. And looks like everyone wanted to get their hands on those Pringles Thanksgiving chips that we were laughing about. Oh, yeah. We'll tell you how quickly they
Play where you get more. Red Park Casino.
Samsung released its newest phone, the foldable smartphone.
Very cool looking. Also, Pringles Thanksgiving chips, a huge hit. No surprise there. Diane King Hall, live from the CBS Broadcast Center this morning. Hello to you, Diane.
No surprise there. I love it, John. All right, good morning, John and Kirsten. Let's start with a quick recap of stocks. They rallied on Wall Street yesterday after the midterm election went as expected. The Dow jumped 545 points. The NASDAQ climbed 194. Meanwhile, now that Democrats control the House of Representatives, the banking industry is likely to face more scrutiny. Congresswoman Maxine Waters, a critic of big banks, is expected to become chair of the powerful House Financial Services Committee. Waters has called for more regulation of banks. And Samsung debuted a bendable smartphone, not a flip phone, at its annual developers conference yesterday. Look at that. That's wild. The prototype has a glass screen and can unfold to turn into a more than 7-inch tablet. The company calls it an Infinity Flex display and aims to start mass production in the coming months. Samsung said its foldable phone will be available next year. Kirsten and John.
Wow.
That actually does look really cool, I have to say.
How cool.
I kind of want one.
That's neat.
I know.
All right, from foldable smartphones.
I know, and I'm an iPhone person, but go ahead.
All
Sorry.
right, well, Diane, from foldable smartphones to the sweet, sweet taste of Thanksgiving Pringles. Apparently, they're all gone. What's going on, Diane?
Sweet day. Oh my gosh. I just can't with you, John, and the music right now. I feel like I need to do the Charlie Brown dance. All right, so Pringles, the snack brand's limited edition Thanksgiving chips, sold out in a record 41 minutes. The Thanksgiving dinner was a box of 3 mini cans of Pringles in turkey, stuffing, and pumpkin pie flavors. Okay, I don't even know what to say about that. The fans that snagged the novelty chips bought them online for about $15. Now, don't worry, if you missed your chance at the unique snack, Pringles says it will auction off one more pack of the chips on eBay to raise money on Giving Tuesday. John and Kirsten?
You guys, I bet it was all the morning shows across the country buying them up.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yes. It probably was us. Blame us.
Yeah, it was all us. I like how Diane's just doing the Charlie Brown dance.
I'm doing the Charlie Brown dance in my chair, the chair Charlie Brown dance.
That's okay.
And we love your bubble necklace, Diane. We love it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. That's exactly what it's called, the bubble necklace.
Thanks, Diane. Enjoy your Pringles.
All right, thank you, guys.
Ours haven't arrived yet.
No, I know. It's in the mail. Good morning, Nate.
Well, it is another blasting day for NDOT on the road to and from Pahrump that's driving people crazy. People who drive every day on Highway 160 between Las Vegas and Pahrump obviously very well aware of the widening project that can bring traffic to a complete standstill in the middle of the day. Now, NDOT's worked out a pretty good system of informing everybody when blasting crew is going to be doing their thing. They let us know so we can let you know. They tweet it. They put it on their website, www.nevadadot.com. You know they started near the turnoff to Mount Potosi, now blasting closer to the tiny Mountain Springs community. On blasting days like today, crews shut the highway down at about 12:45. And although they're often done with cleanup in less than an hour, they want to keep their options open, noting that the complete closure of the 160 could last for up to 2 hours. Now, we've heard from at least one family that lives in the Mountain Springs area. They're very concerned about the impact the project's having on their daily lives. NDOT's Tony Ilya aware. Efforts to address those concerns are underway. Don't know how that's going to play out or when the next blasting may happen after today, but as always, we'll continue to keep you posted. Buckle up, drive carefully, put down that phone. If something's driving you crazy, email me, traffic8lasvegasnow.com.
And we know about that. Thank you, Nate, because I called Nate on the way back from Mount Charleston. We have In Your Neighborhood, which returns again tomorrow. I'll be out at Mount Charleston, but we were stuck in one of those delays for about 20 to 30 minutes. So.
In Pahrump?
No, on the mountain.
It was 156, the Lee Canyon Road.
Yeah, that was that one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he's got it dialed in on the entire area.
I wasn't listening for a few seconds. I apologize. Southwest Airlines is making it faster for travelers to get on and off the plane. This is interesting.
It's a good thing. A new boarding process. It's testing out at several airports.
And, of course, we're following the breaking news in Thousand Oaks, California. 12 people shot and killed, including a police sergeant at a bar. Police say the gunman is dead. We'll have the latest from California at 5:30.
By Dignity Health. This is breaking news on 8 News Now.
He just kept firing. I ran out the front door. I hear chairs being thrown out the window. People were trying to get out the window. And the gunman went behind the cash register. There was probably 12 shots before I got out the front door. I thought it was a joke when the shots started firing. And I know people there. I hope everybody's okay. I don't know how I didn't get shot.
We continue to follow that breaking news out of Thousand Oaks, California. A mass shooting overnight. 12 people are dead, including a police sergeant, after a gunman opened fire inside that bar.
And police say the gunman is dead. He's been identified as a 29-year-old man, but no name just yet. We're still working to get the identification. You see on the right side of your picture some more images from the scene. Chris Martinez in Thousand Oaks, California, with the latest on the shooting.
A shooter overnight opened fire inside a crowded Southern California bar filled with college students.
The shots kept going and going and going. We just heard people say run, and we booked it as fast as we could.
Among those killed, a sheriff's sergeant, 29-year veteran of the force, Ron Helis. He was set to retire next year.
As I told his wife, he died a hero because he went in to save lives, to save other people.
Police say deputies responded to a shots fired call at the Borderline Bar and Grill here in Thousand Oaks, just west of Los Angeles.
He was shooting everything from the speakers to anything, so all we really saw was just smoke, and we just saw the shots taking off, so we just tried to get down as fast as we could and get out of there.
People were seen carrying one victim to an ambulance. Others helped paramedics with the injured. According to the bar's website, a college country night was being held at the time of the shooting.
Everyone on the dance floor ran off the dance floor and ducked behind something or dogpiled on the floor somewhere. So then our friends got the bar stools and they started slamming it against the window so we could get out.
There may have been up to 600 people inside the bar at the time.
And that was Chris Martinez reporting. Police say some people took themselves to the hospital as well. The amount of people injured is still not known at this hour.
One witness, though, who was at the shooting was also here in Las Vegas at the Route 91 Harvest Festival when there was the shooting there. Here's what he saw unfold at the bar last night.
Made my way towards the east side back door. Did the best I could to try and get as many people out with me as possible. Went outside, continued to hear shots up until sheriffs arrived and even after. Unfortunately, it's the second time in about a year and a month that this has happened. I was at the Las Vegas Route 91 mass shooting, as well as probably 50 or 60 others who are in the building at the same time as me tonight. It's a big thing for us. We all are a big family, and unfortunately, this family got hit twice.
Of course, we're going to be following the story all morning long. There'll be updates later on at CBS This Morning after 8 News Now. Good day.
It is 34 past the hour on this Thursday morning. The weather is a-changing, and Sherry has all the details on the coolness.
Yeah, the chill down's on the way.
Definitely, and we've already been feeling those cool northerly winds. Sometimes they've been blowing sustained at 20 miles an hour, and we've already seen gusts around the valley in some isolated neighborhoods to 30. And that will be the way your Thursday is going to go, guys. We're looking at some very big changes today, significant changes that I think you'll feel even more so by tonight. Temps still fairly mild in the 50s, but when you factor in those cool north winds now, it is going to feel cooler. So make sure the kids have heavier hoodies on today and that you grab a jacket. These winds will last all day long. We've already seen the winds a little stronger out towards the river and the lake, where a wind advisory was issued overnight and is in place now all the way until midday tomorrow. When the winds stop, the cold settles in, and then we're talking some freezing temperatures, and I'll talk more about the freeze watches issued for some areas of southern Nevada. 60s, that's it. Nice sunshine. This is a dry front. But boy, it is bringing in some much cooler changes. 67 for your Thursday afternoon. 5:34. We're on the road saying good morning to Nate and finding out how that commute's rolling along.
Morning, Sherry. Good morning to you. Southbound I-15 in and out of the Spaghetti Bowl is looking pretty good, as is northbound. Still got the bright lights from construction, but further ahead, southbound I-15, you get past Charleston, you get past Sahara, and up on the right shoulder, what was a crash around Spring Mountain has been moved off to the right shoulder, but you got looky-loos, and you also got a bouncing camera from the gusty winds out there. Once again, this is southbound I-15 after Spring Mountain. You see a little bit of slowing on our traffic map. Meanwhile, the rest of the system is okay. We're starting to see a little more slowing in and around the Spaghetti Bowl, but no red just yet. But a heads up that there was a fatal crash overnight that did completely close Flamingo between Valley View and the I-15. This photograph from the Nevada Highway Patrol. They wanted to make sure we told you guys that deaths from drivers not wearing seatbelts are up 30% from a year ago. They're asking us to ask you to please buckle up as you drive. John, Kirsten?
Thank you, Nate. It is 5:36. 4 people Metro Police say violently attacked seniors in the valley are behind bars this morning.
Investigators say the same group could be behind 2 carjackings and 1 attempted carjacking in the valley. Nia Wong live near where one of those attacks happened. Good morning, Nia.
Good morning, Kirsten and John. What's frightening here is that police say that this group may have been targeting the elderly across the valley. I am standing in a spot where a 78-year-old man was savagely beaten. Police gave us the surveillance video, and just to warn you, it is graphic. This happened on Tuesday near Fremont and Eastern. You can see the man get out of his car when several young people approach him. He gives them what appears to be stuff in his pockets, but they still beat him. Just yesterday, police were helping another man, this time a 69-year-old who says he had a similar experience. This is nearly 10 miles away from where Tuesday's attack happened.
One of them came to me and punched me in the face several times. So I was on the floor, and while I was on the floor, they get into my car and back in and drove away.
Police searched for nearly 2 hours before they found Galenser's car near Lone Mountain and Clayton Street. They believe the group who attacked him may be responsible for Tuesday's attack. And as I mentioned earlier, 4 people were arrested, but another suspect may still be on the run. Reporting live, Nia Wong, 8 News Now.
Nia, thank you very much. A new police report calls the shooting death of an 11-year-old girl in North Las Vegas gang retaliation.
And the details come from the arrest of the suspected getaway driver, Aaron Hines. He told North Las Vegas police that 4 other people shot into the victim, Angelica Arribas' home, by accident. He says they were trying to, quote, settle a beef for another recent gang shooting. They fired up to 30 rounds. The young girl was killed as she was doing her homework with her mother.
The Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers have raised $75,000 for its Vegas Strong Run that was held in September. The money will be evenly donated to the Injured Police Officer Fund and the Firefighters of Southern Nevada Burn Foundation. More than 600 riders participated, all honoring the victims of the 1 October shooting. It's 5:38 right now on your Thursday morning. We've got homes, retail, industrial projects, just some of the new developments taking over Western Henderson.
Yeah, and of course, the Costco. It opens later this morning near St. Rose Parkway and Maryland Parkway. Hector Mejia joins us now live. Hi, Hector.
Hey there, a lot of people are excited for the opening of this new Costco. It's now the 2nd Costco in the city of Henderson, and the city tells us as more homes are being built in this area, there's a higher demand for more retail and more development. There are reportedly over 55,000 homes within just 10 minutes from this location. The city of Henderson pulled some numbers for us. They looked at permit dollar value and said the overall construction valuation is up by 12% when compared to this time in 2017. Besides Costco's new warehouse, down the road there's a new 24/7 emergency room that opens on Monday. ER at Green Valley Ranch said they have space for even more development, a potential future primary care facility. The city of Henderson has issued a total of 23 new commercial building permits for the first 9 months of this year. As far as single-family residential permits go, they've issued almost 2,100 of them. Henderson's Director of Economic Development and Tourism, Barbara Coffey, explained Costco's impact and why more businesses are choosing the St. Rose Parkway corridor.
that brings in a huge retail anchor that will attract other retail around it. But then there's also this incredible employment corridor for West Henderson near our executive airport that sits in West Henderson. It's an anchor for really drawing what I call business recruitment, business attraction. Corporate entities like to locate near an executive airport.
Raiders are developing 55 acres of vacant land just off of Henderson's executive airport. The NFL team's corporate headquarters and training facility will be down the road from here. They have an estimated completion date close to when the main stadium opens by the Las Vegas Strip. And Costco's grand opening this morning is at 8 a.m. It's anticipated by so many people that even Henderson police are expecting and warning about high traffic in this area. Reporting live, Hector Mejia, 8 News Now.
Thank you, Hector. Yeah, it was literally like 6 months ago or longer when we were talking to Henderson Mayor Deborah March about it. Yeah, where everyone was wondering, when's it going to open?
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes people to get their hot dogs today.
Southwest trying out a new boarding system.
Next on 8 News Now, we'll tell you about the airports that are testing this out and how you, the passenger, could get on and off your flight faster.
Plus, the Eiffel Tower at Paris, Las Vegas, getting a makeover, dazzling new lights that will be installed.
Associates. Enough said. Call Ed. You're watching the Valley's news leader with Kirsten Joyce, John Langler, Sherry Swensk, and Nate Tannenbaum. This is 8 News Now. Good day.
The best bulls and bull riders are cowboying up here in Vegas for the PBR World Finals. It all started last night at T-Mobile Arena. Best ride of the night, Matt Triplett. He rode Little Tucker to a score of 89.2. The World Finals run until Sunday. PBR is celebrating 25 years of bull riding.
Paris, Las Vegas's Eiffel Tower getting a makeover. New lights will be installed. They'll display different colors, much like the Eiffel Tower at the Parisian Casino, which is in Macau. Clark County approved the plans this week. No word on when those changes will take place, but boy, we like all the glam and glitter on the Strip. It's very fun now.
That's a lot of color. It looks like the Smurfs.
It does.
Smurfs go to Paris.
The Smurfs they're French, right? Sacre bleu. I remember before the Paris Open, my family worked for the company, MGM Park Place, whatever it was at the time, and we walked in before it opened on the ground floor, and they were teaching all the staff how to speak French. It was really, really cool.
Oh, wow. Well, the security guards have the gendarme uniforms.
Yeah. Very secure.
Oh, stop it with your French over there.
I do want to stop because I want to switch gears and go over to the Rio, where I was honored to be the MC of an event last night for U.S. vets. It's the annual fundraiser showcasing the work that they do all year round, providing housing and other services to homeless and at-risk veterans and their families. We had a few hundred people there, and we raised $115,000 for the ongoing work there. Awesome. Shout out to Shalimar Cabrera. She was a guest on our show here on the Good Day program earlier this week, talking about this event. We had a great turnout and a lot of fun, great food and great music, and a fun event.
That's awesome. Wonderful. Can I drop a dime on you? I'm going to do it to everybody that's watching. Okay. When Shalimar was here visiting, what she said when she left the set.
Oh, sure.
She said, Nate, I remember when I was in 8th grade and you came to visit my class and did a weather visit.
There's something about her 8th grade prom or something like that. So, and I take a photograph every year at the event with Shalimar's parents.
Oh, there you go.
So shout out to everybody there.
Yes.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be such a veteran in the Las Vegas Valley, Nate?
I can't hear you. I got to turn up my hearing aid.
Of course, I know nothing about what that feels like.
Exactly, Sherry Swens.
Oh, yes. Oh, just giving Nate a little All right, winds are going to stick it to us today for sure. They are already blowing out there. Lots of north breezes. North Las Vegas, Boulder City have already had gusts to about 30 miles an hour, and we expect that those winds will take over just about every neighborhood today. It is going to get downright gnarly with those chilly north winds. Temperatures really have not been affected yet, but where we do have the northerly winds, it is feeling cooler than 50s, which is pretty much what the temperatures are. 49 in Pahrump, 42 at Red Rock. It's going to be a windy day to be out trying to hike or bike or do anything outdoors once these winds do take over. Already a wind advisory in place for along the river. So Laughlin up to Boulder City, out to Lake Mead. These gusty north winds will be sustained 15 to 20, 25, maybe even 30 miles an hour in some of the really wind-prone areas. That's for today. Cooler temps, we've got days in the 60s all the way into next week. The 70s are taking a vacay for a little while. Nights definitely are going to be colder. We're looking at 40s, maybe some upper 30s for the valley, and then a freeze watch and that wind advisory. The freeze watch areas are for those areas that when the winds calm down, southern Nye County, far northeast, western Clark County, and over here into Mojave County, we're talking temps freezing and maybe even to the upper 20s. So Kingman, Pahrump, those are your areas. Otherwise, the wind advisories are for along the river and out to Lake Mead in southeast California. Kiddos, it is going to be a much cooler day. Warm hoodies today, windbreakers if you got them. 67 for the afternoon high. All right, let's get on the roads at 5:48. Check your commute. Good morning, Nate.
Well, good morning, Sherry. We're keeping an eye on southbound I-15 in and out of the Spaghetti Bowl. It's looking real good. The lanes are open now. Further ahead, well, there is a crash that was reported southbound I-15 around Spring Mountain. It's been moved off to the right shoulder, but flashing lights and looky-loos, you got a brake light parade there, and also the gusty winds are making the camera bounce around a little bit. So this is southbound I-15 around Spring Mountain. The traffic map showing it's not red, but it is definitely slow through the area in the backups with the folks already coming out of the Spaghetti Bowl. You're kind of jammed up, but now heading into the Spaghetti Bowl is not so bad. A little bit of slowing on Rancho, both directions off the 95. John, Kirsten?
Thank you, Nate. Jeff Sessions is out as Attorney General. He handed in his resignation yesterday at the request of President Donald Trump.
He faced heavy criticism by the president since recusing himself from special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. The president announced Sessions' Chief of Staff Matt Whitaker will serve as acting Attorney General, not permanently though. A DOJ official says he'll oversee all department matters in the interim.
The White House has revoked the press pass of CNN's chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta. The move followed a heated exchange between Acosta and President Trump during yesterday's news conference. Acosta refused to give up a microphone that a White House intern was trying to get back. Acosta was pressing the president on the issue of the migrant caravan headed for the U.S. border. CNN says it stands by Acosta. Commercial jets have more than one door, obviously, so the question is, why do we only use one of them when we're getting on a flight?
Southwest wants to test out a system which lets passengers board on front or on the back of the plane. Right now, only available at 4 California airports. Passengers who want to board at the front walk down the jetway like normal. Anyone wanting to board in the back need to walk onto the tarmac and then get on the stairs to the back of the jet.
That's not uncommon. Smaller airports do that all the time. Boise, Montana, places like that. Yeah, Spokane. Yeah. We used to live in the Northwest, by the way. 5:50 right now. Hey, the weather's going to take a bit of a chilly turn today.
Yes, it is. Grab those parkas. Sherry has your 7-day forecast, and Nate, of course, keeping an eye on the roads.
watching 8 News Now. Good day.
All right, everybody, north gusty winds will greet you when you step out this morning, so just be prepared for some very chilly changes as we get into our Thursday. This is the day that we've been warning you about. Ted Florendo and I have been talking about. This is the day the cold front arrives, and already we've got those north winds. Temperatures haven't changed all that much yet. We're in the 50s like we've been very much in the mornings all week long, but the afternoons will be noticeably cooler. 67 today. Already we've had some gusts, 25 to near 30 miles an hour. We're going to keep it windy even out at the lake and along the river. We're looking at winds today that could be 40 to 50 miles an hour. A little breezy still on Friday. Look at the cool down. It lasts all the way through Veterans Day Sunday into early next week. Mornings dropping to the low 40s and even upper 30s. So get those heaters going. Make sure the filters are changed and ready to go. 5:55. Are you ready to hit the roads? Let's see what's out there. Nate?
55 past 5, getting you out the door before 6, and southbound I-15 has got some additional slowing. In addition to everybody on top of the roadways trying to get the same place at the same time. A crash southbound around Springbound is off on the right shoulder, but those flashing lights are causing some looky-loo slowdowns. And we are seeing the traffic beginning to back up now almost all the way to the Spaghetti Bowl, and that now is affecting the folks who are on the southbound side trying to get through the Spaghetti Bowl. Count on some additional delays. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the 6 o'clock hour of Good Day. John, Kirsten.
Thank you, Nate. Coming up at 6 a.m., we continue coverage of the mass shooting overnight at a country bar in Thousand Oaks, California.
We'll have a live report from the scene, updates from police as well coming up next.
Several Route 91 survivors were there last night. Local survivors showing them support when a vigil will take place at the Healing Garden. Those stories and more coming up on 8 News Now. Good Day, the Valley's news leader.
And before we go to break, here's a look inside the CBS This Morning studios in New York. They, of course, are also following what's happening in California, some of the developing stories out of Washington, D.C. as well. It's a busy morning. You're watching 8 News Now. Good Day on the Valley's news leader.